Hi everyone, hope you are doing well and in a good health. So today I will write through every one of you to the new topic in economic ecosystem evaluations. So economic evaluation is significant because it helps us make informed decision by quantifying and comparing the cost and benefit of different options. So it is particularly useful when we dealing with goods and services or impact that do not have readily apparent market prices. So by assigning monetary values in these elements, economic evaluation provide a framework for decision making, policy analysis and resource allocation. Okay, let's talk about hedonic pricing method. So it is a method of specific economic valuation technique that relates closely to the concept of economic evaluations. It used to estimate the value of a specific attribute or characteristic by observing how it affects the market price of related goods. So in other words, it analyze how changes in certain feature or qualities of a product or environment that influence its price. So it's founded by Sherwin Rosen in 1974. So the hedonic price method is a specific economic valuation technique that relates closely to the concept of economic valuations. It used to estimate the value of a specific attribute or characteristic by observing how it affects the market price or related goods. In other words, it analyzes how changes in certain feature or quality or product or environment influence its price. So for example, consider the value of clean air in a residential neighborhood, right? So the hedonic price method might examine how variation in air quality as measured by pollution levels impact the prices of the houses in different area by comparing the prices of similar houses with a different air quality levels. So researcher can infer the value that individuals place on clean air. The significance of the hedonic pricing method within economic evaluation lies in its ability to provide insight into non-market values. So it allows researchers and policymakers to estimate the economic worth of intangible or untraded attributes like environmental quality, scenic views, public services. So this value can then be integrated into cost-benefit analysis to help inform decision about policy, project, resource allocations. So in a nutshell, economic evaluation is important for making informed choices. And the hedonic pricing method is a specific approach within economic valuation that focus on understanding how certain attributes influence market prices, enabling the assessments of non-market values for decision-making purpose. Okay, so far until here, anyone, do you have any question to ask me?
Doctor, can you give us more example on how it works?
What it is? Economic evaluation is important for making informed choices, and hedonic pricing method is a specific approach within economic valuation that focuses on understanding how certain attributes influence market prices, enabling the assessment of non-market values for decision-making purposes. So environmental factors and non-environmental factors. So this is a great question. So it sounds difficult and unclear, but let's try to understand it better. We have 4 houses, A, B, C, and D. And all these houses are 10,000 square feet. And all these 10,000 square feet, which is non-environmental attribute of these houses. And now the price of house A is 200,000, and it is in outskirt of the city of KL, for example in Kajang. The next house B is facing a beautiful sea view, for example in Langkawi, and the value added to the beauty of the house, creating external benefit at price 300,000. And then moving to house C, which is sea view and very near to the public services like hospitals, school, IT parks, and also creating external benefit, and its price at 500,000. And finally, house D. There is a gutter and hazardous chemical flows, which is external cost and price at least that 100,000. So basically how the prices are determined here. So they are based on the environmental characteristic like environmental quality, scenic views, and public services, as well as non-environmental factors of the house such as number of the room, the square feet area of the house. So hedonic pricing is the functions of S, N, and Z, which is S is the characteristic of the house, for example, the size, number of room. N stand for neighborhood characteristic, which is distant from the public services like hospital. And school, police station, crime rate zone, and Z refer to the environment variables like air quality, sound quality, and property price. See, I told you it was not difficult. Okay, now we go through the advantage of the hedonic pricing method. So the method is main strength that can be used to estimate values based on actual choice. Property markets are relatively efficient in responding to information, so it can be good indication of value. Property records are typically very reliable. So data on property sales and characteristics are readily available through many sources and can be related to other secondary data sources to obtain descriptive variables for the analysis. The method is versatile and can be adapted to consider several possible interactions between market goods and environmental quality. Okay, so next we will go through the issue and limitations. So the scope of environmental benefits that can be measured is limited to things that are related to housing prices. So the method will only capture people's willingness to pay for perceived differences in environmental attributes and their direct consequences. Thus, if the people are not aware of the linkage between the environmental attribute and the benefit to them or their property, the value will be not reflected in home prices. So the method assumes that people have the opportunity to select the combination of features they prefer given their income. So however, the housing market may be affected by outside influences like taxes, interest rate, or other factors. So the method is relatively complex to implement and interpret, requiring a high degree of statistical expertise. The result depends heavily on model specification. Large amount of data must be gathered and manipulated. So the time and expense to carry out an application depends on the availability and accessibility of the data. Okay, so I think until today, our class, and I will give you an assignment, and we can also do a comparative analysis in real world application for the next class with an interesting concept. So till then, see you for the next class, and thank you for popping up today, and have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.